All right, ladies, welcome to our very first new coach call. I'm going to take about 30 minutes tonight and walk you guys through some of the step-by-step must-knows as you start the beginning of your business. Because I don't know about you, but I remember clearly whenever I started as a new coach, and just learning how to log into my Coach Online office stressed me out. Okay, so any nerves that you might be feeling mixed with that excitement and all these different emotions are completely normal. I want to reassure you that by the end of this 30-day training, you're going to feel 100 times more confident. You're going to feel like you know what the heck you're doing. You're going to be at Success Club because that is our mission. Our first main goal is always Success Club because we want you to achieve what we call success starters, which I will go over here in a little bit tonight. Because that is the bread and butter of our business is Success Club and challenge groups, all right? So this is very informal as well. So, if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself. You can hit the chat down here in the bottom of the bar and type a question if you have one. Julia and Kelsey are both on this call here, so they can help me answer any questions. And then at the end, I'm going to open it up for discussion. We'll go over some goals that you guys have. And then we'll wrap it up, okay? So let me go ahead and hit screen share. And give me just a second to get this to work. All right, can you guys see that PowerPoint? Hold up how to find your Coach Online office. Give me a thumbs up. I can only see a few heads in the bottom. All right, we are good and we are rolling. So first thing is first, how to find your Coach Online office, okay? So when you log into www.teambeachbody.com, this is the page that you're going to have pop up. So as you can see at the top, there is going to be a little coach tab, and then it'll say Coach Online Office, okay? That is your simple, easy way to log into. You'll hear me call it the back office all the time, or COO, same thing. But most of the time I call it my back office just because I feel like it's easier to say. It's all going to be the same thing. It's your one place for your hub and your go-to for how to find information and really where to locate all of your stuff. All right? Next is a quick and easy tutorial of how to set up your direct deposit. You're going to want to set up your direct deposit. I'm going to encourage you, if you haven't done it yet, to do it tonight because we get paid every Thursday. Now, if you want a check to come to you, that is fine, but they do take out a few bucks to print and send your check, and then it takes a couple weeks to even get to you in the mail. So I definitely would suggest setting up a direct deposit, quick and easy, and it'll go straight into your bank account whenever you get your first, challenge pack sale. Whenever you get your first sale, your commission check will go straight into your bank account. So that is going to be pretty exciting. Now, I want to also let you know that, excuse me, if you make a sale, let's say today, you made a sale today, it will show up in your commission section on Thursday. However, it's not deposited until the following Thursday, okay? So say you make $70 this week, you'll get it into your bank account next Thursday because it's always like a week lag. All right, next, how to find your coach ID. This is a number that you're going to want to memorize. This is your number. This is your identification and how you are going to have your customers sign up with you. Your coach ID is at the top left of your page, right there where it's circled. You see that? My coach ID. Memorize it. You're going to use it. And then this is all of your upline information. So if I am your coach, this is going to say my name right here, my upline diamond coach right here, my upline star diamond coach. That is me if I am your coach, okay? That is all my contact information too. So again, how I have talked about in our group, like I am giving you every bit of information. Please don't just think that you can't contact me, think that you can't ask questions, I am always here to help you, okay? So never be afraid to reach out. And then your coach breaking news, check this area. I mean, I'm going to say daily, but sometimes as a new coach, I maybe only checked it 2 or 3 times a week. That is fine too. Don't get overwhelmed with this. But this is helpful information. Like our national wake-up calls are every Monday. I made it a point to always, and I still make it a point to always listen to those calls because I love to hear success stories from other coaches in the network. Like that is what has kept me going this for the last 3.5 years, is just knowing that every single person who started out as a coach, they started in basically the exact same spot that I have, or that you have, knowing nothing, but having their own personal story and their own personal vision as what they wanted to achieve with this business. I'm always going to say that Beachbody is just my vehicle to build my dream life. It is, and that's just what it is. You can use this as your platform. Maybe you aren't huge into the working out, but you're really good at the clean eating side, or teaching people gluten-free, or teaching people fighting diabetes or thyroid issues or something like that. Like, you get to be your own person and truly just stick to what it is that you love and you're passionate about, and you can just incorporate it. So that's why I always say that Beachbody coaching is such a broad job and such a broad topic, because we can take it down any avenue that we choose, because healthy living and eating properly, drinking your Shakeology, that should be a part of everybody's everyday life, because it's health and vitality. So it's not just saying, oh, I want to help everyone. No, who do you want to help? Key it into those specific areas, people who maybe are exactly like you and the reason why you started. So keeping that in mind, and we will talk about more about that as we go. But I kind of got off topic with the National Wake Up Call. But again, that's where I've gotten all of my goods, my vision, how to keep my business going, listening to other success stories. So just checking those as well. All right, moving forward. Resources. Now, I'm going to just tell you quickly where you can find all of these resources. Don't feel like you have to go and study them and get to know them, okay? They're really irrelevant right now in where you're at with your training. Everything that you need to do is in my coach, training group that we're doing. I'm breaking it down and literally specific topics each week. And this week is Success Club, right? But if you want more information, if you want to kind of navigate, you just go to the top in your news and training. And then there's resources, there's training, there's events. You can kind of click in there and find anything that you want to know about your basic documents, resources, and training guides, which is where I do pull most of my information from. But again, I'm just keying it down, scaling it down for you guys to make it a little bit easier. Now, how to find your customer orders. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. There's still times that, I only go in and look at my customer orders a lot of times if they're asking me questions about it. But again, you can just go into my business and then my customers, and that is where you can find all of the information about your customers who have ordered, okay? Again, don't get overwhelmed with that kind of stuff, but if someone is asking, that is where you can find the information. And if you don't see an order for your customer 24 hours after the order was placed, you can feel free to call Coach Relations. The number for Coach Relations is actually here. Let me kind of scooch back. If you're in this page and you would scroll down to the very bottom, this is just a screenshot, but this is what the top looks like. Scroll to the very bottom and there's a contact us in like tiny little print. That will be your hub, and you can go in there and click on email or live chat. They're very helpful. You can get it done really quickly, and I rarely have a problem, okay? Now, how to find answers fast. This is actually a different website, but you can just go, again, into our team page and ask questions. You can FAQ. So also down at that bottom of the page where it says contact us, there is an FAQ. And you can click on that, and honestly, like any information that I'm going to give you is going to come from the FAQ. But Google truly became my very best friend. I started to Google everything. And sometimes it's, I joke, but it is truth and reality that I have built a successful business by using Google and YouTube videos. It's been crazy that I've just treated that as my trade school, like I have called this group. But anything that I've needed to know as I'm progressing, I just look it up and I use the information that I find. So, what are your first goals as a new coach? Let me get a drink of water real quick. All right. So the top one, it's never going to change from your challenge group. Coaching is an extension of your challenge group. Always keep that in mind. So it's always going to start with you. So you are going to want to set specific health and fitness goals for yourself, right? Commit 100% to your Beachbody workout and to your Shakeology every day. It's that simple. And sometimes this is the easiest step to forget because, maybe you only have an hour a day, that 1 hour that you have to work your business. So sometimes I've done it, very much could be a culprit, where you're like, man, I'll just do my workout later. I want to work my business. Well, then that first key component of working out and taking care of yourself gets pushed away. And when that happens, business does not tend to grow, okay? So always keep yourself in the forefront and keep yourself, healthy and fit. Posting on social media about what it is that you're doing is your job now, okay? People want to see and know what is working for you and what you're doing. All right. So number 2, join and embrace a challenge group. You've all either been in a challenge group with me, or your coach who's in here, or you're in one with me right now, and we are inviting to our February 20th challenge group. That is where we differ from, other MLMs or other companies, right? Because, where we'll say doTERRA or all those other distributor companies, they just sell products. They sell. Where we're not just focused on selling a product, we're focusing on once we sell that product, that's when our job starts, because that's when we help these people do what we have been doing, is getting those results. So our job with the challenge group this month is to find 1 to 3 friends to join your challenge group on February 20th. That is your focus. That is what you should be inviting to, not thinking about anything else at this point until you reach Success Club, okay? You may get some interest, okay? So I'm going to tell you, we're starting to post on Facebook. You might get some interest, which will be great, but chances are, if you're like me, you'll hear crickets and you'll get no likes, or your mom might like your post. That was me. My mom was my only like on my post for 3 months, okay? But I kept going because I believed. And I saw other coaches becoming successful by just not giving up and staying consistent. I wanted to inspire other people because I knew that I loved my Beachbody program. I knew that Shakeology was making me feel better. I knew that I needed to make this work because my family needed some extra income. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to just do this, and I'm not going to care what other people think. And that is that. And as I did that, and as I shared some struggles, and as I shared what I was overcoming, I was not at my goal weight either, ladies. You see me now and what I look like now, but 3.5, 4 years ago, I was 15 pounds heavier. And when I signed up as a coach, I signed up for my first challenge group and a coach all at the same time. So I was going through my journey as I was posting my pictures on Facebook and stuff. And that made me really vulnerable, but that is truly where that defining moment came, because I put myself out there and let people see me struggle, see me not being able to do a regular push-up 4 years ago until now. That is where the inspiration really starts to come from, because people can relate to you. So keep that in mind, all right? Share your excitement. Share what it is you're doing, because that's what makes it a non-salesy kind of way. That selling versus sharing. Think about it. What makes you excited about learning something new, about getting on board with Beachbody? What was it about your coach that you were attracted to, or you're like, man, I really love to go to Val's page because she's consistent? Or maybe it's super annoying that I'm up at 5:30 every single morning, but you're like, man, I need to do that too. So is that why you came to me? Or your coach? What was it? And understanding it wasn't because I was putting a stock photo up on Facebook of Shakeology, or taking a picture of the bag of Shakeology. If I would do that, I guarantee that I would not have a business. So that's what I'm trying to help you guys overcome before you even get started, is posting those salesy kind of posts And please, I'm going to say this, do not put your Beachbody order link up on Facebook. I did that. We've all done that. Maybe you've already done that. It's okay. Just don't do it again, because what will happen is people might go to that link and they're going to get completely lost. They're going to see numbers and pay like how much things cost. And they're going to be like, it costs how much for a bag of powder? Like, no way, because there's no relationship formed there. Okay. They don't know what they should be buying. So it's just going to kind of all go like south, I promise. So just sharing your excitement, share your vision of what it is that you're doing and where Beachbody is taking you. Okay, let me give you an example. I keep saying 3.5 years ago, when I started as a coach, guys, I was literally sharing this vision of me living my life like this now. People were laughing at me. They would blatantly tell me like, oh yeah, sure, okay, like you're the queen of quitting. Like, sure, you're still going to be around with Beachbody in 3 years. Sure, you're going to pay off all your debt with Beachbody. Sure, you're going to retire your husband from the military. Okay, Val. But I put that out there on social media, and it really, truly held me accountable. Sure, you're going to lose 15 pounds. Like, you love cake. You love ice cream. Like, all these things I would hear, and it was more from my friends, you know, the jabs and the digs. It wasn't like total strangers just telling me all of this. But as I shared that vision and as I started to grow, people saw that vision. They started to see what I was painting, and they were like, oh my gosh, I do want to join her team. I do want to join a challenge group. That does sound really exciting. I want to do what she's doing. And the ripple effect will have the same thing that you're doing too, ladies. I promise you, just keep going, okay? Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask as I'm chatting. All right. Now, success starters. How do you earn success starters? You earn it by hitting Success Club 5 or higher. So that would be this month. It would only be 2 to 3 people with an all access Beachbody all access on demand challenge pack, because you get 3 Success Club points for that particular challenge pack. Okay. So focusing on 2 to 3 people into our February 20th challenge group with a challenge pack. But by hitting Success Club 5 or higher your first 3 consecutive months in the business, you will earn success starters, okay? Now, let's say you signed up at the end of last month. Your first month is going to be this month, okay? Because it's that consecutive. You didn't miss the ball if you didn't hit Success Club in January, okay? Now, let's say you signed up on February 1st. We're still going to make sure that you hit Success Club this month, because that's going to be, your commissions, and that's going to be your first month, your first big wins. But your first actual have to hit Success Club would not be until March. Okay, if that makes sense. And then how do I earn Success Club? It's what we're talking about all week. You must personally have an auto ship order. Remember this: you yourself have to be on your Shakeology Home Direct of it's 90 PV. I'll teach you more about the PV stuff as we go on in this group. But behind every product, there's going to be a number and then a PV. So just keep that in mind. But as long as you're on your Shakeology Home Direct, make sure it's Home Direct. Each month, you will then you hit Success Club 5 or higher, 5 points in that calendar month, you will be good. You will have your Success Club points for that month. This gets easier as you do it, I promise. And then how you check your Success Club qualifications right here, whenever you log into your Coach Online Office, all these crazy numbers and things you don't understand yet. And you're like, what in the world is all of this? This is just where it will ask you if you're Success Club qualified. And don't worry, Mama Bear over here by week 3 is going to be teaching you all of this and breaking it down and saying, okay, now this is what I want you to do today. I want you to go in and make sure that you're Success Club qualified, okay? So I am leading you down the right path. Next, I need you guys to dive into personal development. Now, you can choose a book or you can choose to listen to it on audiobook, okay? If you spend a lot of time in the car, I'm going to highly recommend that you choose an audiobook. I love the book, How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business, if you are new really to social media, because it's going to help you understand why we're using social media. My next choice, so I'm going to give you guys 2 options: How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business. The author is Sarah Robbins, or The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Okay. Now I do have a list here of other personal development books that I will share as we go along that you can like add to your Amazon Prime cart or whatever as you grow. But those two, How to Rock Your Network Marketing Business and oh my goodness, my mind totally just went blank. Whatever book I just said, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Those are the two that I want you guys to start with, okay? And then last but not least, consistency is key. All right, just you see the three, it's really the 4 vital behaviors now, but being that product of the product and drinking your Shakeology, being that proof that it works, right? Take, track, commit, and share your journey. Your personal development, read 10 pages or 15 minutes of audio every single day. That little bit adds up over time. And then number 3, which can sometimes be the biggest hurdle, but it's the number one thing that I need you guys to face head on, is to invite to this challenge group coming up. All right? So with that, do you guys have any questions? Hold on a second. Hi, I can see you guys now. I can't see you whenever I have my screen share on, so I never know who all's on.
So how does the ranking work?
Who's talking? I'm sorry, I can hear you talking.
Brittany.
So you mean like rank advancing?
Yeah.
All right, so we will get into that in week 3, but of course I'm not going to turn away a question about it. It is when you sign up your first 2 customers. So if you are like, I want to go Emerald and I want to do it now, that was how I was. I signed my mom up with a challenge pack and my husband up with a challenge pack. They were my first 2 coaches. So let me clarify this. You do want to get to Emerald rank within your first 30 days because that's how you're going to start to earn that residual income, which is where you will naturally start to gain more income from. It's kind of like that making money in your sleep quote. But signing those 2 people up, one on your left leg and one on your right leg. All right. Now, they don't have to be people who are working the business. That is sometimes such a miscommunication and a missed step in the thought process. They just have to be active, which is that an active coach is 50 PV. Okay. So you saw that little PV, your Shakeology is 90 PV. An active coach is 50. So if they want Recover, Formula, a 3-day refresh, anything like that. All right, to keep them active in your downline. So for instance, my husband does not work the business. I work his account. My mom does not work the business, but she loves Shakeology. So she stays on for the discount. Okay, they were my first 2 to make me Emerald. And then you just keep going from there. Basically, the rule of thumb is I talk to people more about the business and challenge groups at the same time because that's how I came in. So, my challengers too, they're the first people that I go to. They're getting great results. They're participating in the challenge group. That immediately lets me know they're going to make great coaches because they're already a coach. They're doing exactly what I'm doing. So now it's just time for them. Why not make some money if you enjoy helping people, if you're in love with what you're doing and you want to keep going? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I was just curious because I'm currently, I was an It Works distributor, and I just didn't care for it that much. So I'm switching, and I know how their ranking works. Okay. So I was just curious how ours is.
Yep. So it is. It's your Emerald is 2 coaches. That's it. You plus 2.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have any questions while you've got me on here? All right, you don't have to ask anything. Totally cool. I just want to make sure that you guys know it's informal. These calls are, like I said, about 30 minutes that I try to run down, give you guys a slideshow, open it up. We'll discuss next week some of the stuff in our book because I like to do like little book club ideas. But also knowing, oh shoot, I need to screen share here with you guys because I need to show you how to get your order links. So hold on just a second. Let me pull up my online office for you. Brittany, so that's a good question. Brittany asked, so we don't have to post about products. You do, but not directly products, okay? So you're not going to like put a stock photo up of, P90X, right? So if you go, to Julia's page or Kelsey's page or my Facebook page, you're going to see we're talking about our products, right? Like I'm doing P90X3 right now. I'm talking about P90X3, but I'm not saying, hey guys, buy P90X3 from me for X amount of dollars. I'm saying, hey, watch my progress. Who wants to do P90X3 with me starting on February 20th? Because it's a kick butt program and I've gotten really great results from it in the past. You know, I'm incorporating it into my lifestyle. So yes, I'm talking about the products. Yes, I'm sharing my Shakeology. This is my fast food. This is my liquid gold. This is why I love it and it works for me in my life. That's what Val says. That's why I'm successful. That is why my business works. Now, if I were to post a bag of Shakeology and say, this is $140, go to this link and buy it, no one's going to do that, and they're going to unfollow you because they're like, oh, that's just another one of those salespeople. Does that make more sense to you? Does that help to see, you know, the products? And then like signing up people, like coaching on your team. You guys see that I weave it into my post. So now that I'm kind of explaining it, if you go back and you scroll through my Facebook, you're going to see, oh, she talked yesterday about how coaching in the last 3 years has provided an income that allowed her husband to retire from the Navy 1 year ago. Like that kind of stuff is how it's all tied in. Okay, so you want to make it a lifestyle, not buy me, buy me, buy me. Okay, that's what we'll be talking about in the training groups. All right, give me just a sec again, guys. I'm going to pull this up so you know exactly where to go to get your order links. And then I will let you go because This Is Us is on, right? I see Brandy, you're like, it's on. It's on, Val. Let's go. We got a show to watch. All right, can you guys see my back office here? Thumbs up. I can't see you. I can only see, thanks, Kels. I see you. All right, so now say someone is like, yes, Brandy, I'm ready to order the All Access On-Demand Challenge Pack. It sounds amazing. This is where you're going to go, okay? Go to your Sales and Marketing tab, Business Tools. Scroll right down here to where it says Coach Link Generator and click View. This is like the money maker right here, okay? So now all that you have to do is enter your coach ID that you're going to memorize, and then your username. So whatever you signed up with your username, mine is just my name, okay? And then you just hit submit. And now here are all of the links, the direct links to send to anyone. So all that you're going to do is say that they are ready for the All Access On Demand Challenge Pack. Just copy this link and paste it and send it to them in a message, an email, whatever, okay? And then that will take them directly to the page, and this little number right here, it attaches them to you as they will be your customer or your coach. Same goes for anything. Say that they want to sign up as a coach on your team. Then you click on shop and membership sites, and you go down here, and here's your Become a Coach link, right? So you just copy that, paste it, and send it to them. It is for every product, every challenge pack, every nutrition and supplement, our beauty line, everything is in there, all right? Easy enough, and this is being recorded, so if you need to go back and watch it, you can. What's it? Okay, I know. All right, guys, we good? Feel a little bit more comfortable? I know it's all new, but you guys are going to do amazing, okay? Just remember why you started and all the journey that you're on, and helping 2 to 3 people do the same. Call on your best friend and be like, hey, get in my challenge group so I can help you get you some results this month. All right, guys, check into our team training and into the challenge group, and I will see you at this time next week. Bye.